Well, I've been slightly, what's the word, ridiculed? Don't know what the word would actually be, but people keep saying to me, "You've not made a video on vacuums for a long while, you need to do one." So, rescheduling. I'm going to do something that I've been meaning to do for a little while. And I'm going to change the fan on this G5. Doesn't need the fan changed actually, the fan is in perfectly good condition. There is a few nicks out of it here and there, a little bit dirty, but I thought to myself, seeing as this is the one out of all of them that I do use on a daily basis, along with the C-bar, I sort of chop and change, to be fair. I want it to be at its maximum performance, so therefore I'm going to stick a new fan on it. Lovely job. Generation 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let's get going. Right then, let's see what we need. We need one of these things, Torx driver. Let's have a look what it's, oh, see, for a T20 or T15, I can't remember what one it is. You need both anyway. You need the T15 and the T20. The T15 is for the smaller one, what goes on there, which holds this little plastic thing on there. And the 20 is for the bigger ones, what go in there, and also, you have to take the plastic off to get to those, by the way. And also under here, there's another one there and another one there. You need to take them off and put them in a safe place, like I have. Once you've taken them out, you can then lift this off. Oh, how clean it is under there. Mr. Vaxfood Reviews is meant to have cleaned this up. I'm just kidding, dude, I'm just kidding. Don't panic. Right, once you've taken this off, have a look about and undo a few more screws. I always find it quite commendable how spiders always make cobwebs where electric motors are always concerned. Anyway, after you've taken that cover off, that will uncover another 2 screws here. And you've got one there anyway that you can see, one there you can see. Now, you may need to use a driver of the screws to pry the casing off, because obviously it's going to be sealed with the sealant stuck on there. You should replace that. Look how that wheel goes round. You should replace that when you put this back on, because you want to keep a good seal in here, because obviously this is where your vacuum is created, and if you haven't got a good seal, you will be sucking around the edges, and you won't be sucking through this little hole where you want to be sucking. So you do need to reseal that ideally. I'm going to look to see what I've got in the drawer. I might have a bit of sealant. If I haven't got any sealant, I just won't reseal it, but you should do, so just reseal it. Anyway, this is a fan, nice fan, a bit dirty. It's actually probably, do you know what, Mr. Vaxfood Reviews probably did put a new one on it, and he probably made a video of it, and I probably watched it, but I'm going to put a new one on it anyway. And I'm just going to use this one this old one as a spare one, because it might go on the G4, well it will go on the G4, and you know, whatever. So, let's just get going. Oh, I forgot to mention, you need an object to put in this hole, so that you can keep this spindle still, well, sorry, no, so that you can turn the fan, but keep the spindle still. And turn it, because you need to unscrew the spindle to take it off. So put an object in there and use it as leverage. Right, now this is how I usually do it. You got your fan. What you want to do, remember, it's a reverse thread on this spindle, obviously because it rotates, so it has to be a reverse thread. You want to hold your fan with either a thumb, something, and I usually get a pair of mold grips. Grip it on the old fan. Get whatever tool you can get and put in there. I use this little Torx thing. Now, sometimes they're really tight, and what will happen is, as you're turning this, the fan will stay still, but the motor will still spin. Now, I have been tempted in the past to jam another one of them in the back of the motor, but that can do some damage, and I'd rather not do that, because then it means I've got to replace the motor, or fix the motor. So, most of the time, if you're lucky, you can get yourself a hammer and you can just whack this. This will go up to there and stay on there like that, and then you make sure that you've got your, I've undone this one now, so But you can make sure that that's like that. That's up there like that, and you just whack the end of that with your hammer, and it will shock it, and it'll undo it. Good as gold. And then once it's undone, you just unscrew it. I did have to put a little bit of penetrating fluid on it actually. I did have to put a little bit of penetrating fluid on it to get it to come undone. I didn't have to, but I did. It was just a matter of, well, matter of knowing that sometimes undoing a nut and bolt, or any kind of bolt, you might need to put a bit of penetrating fluid on it. So, take the old mold grips off now, and there is a washer here, but when you get your new fan kit, which we'll have a look in a minute, you should get a new washer and a new spindle. Notice this one is full of dirt in the end of it as well. It's probably well used, this spindle actually. I don't know if this one's been changed in some time. I dare say Mr. Vaxroad Reviews will comment on this video and tell me I put a new fan on that about, you know, a year ago or whatever. I'm going to need 2 hands to get this off, but you just pull the fan off. Shall we have a look? There's the old fan, all dirty and dusty. I'm going to give that a clean up before I put a new fan on. Let's have a look in this bag and see what we get. We should get, well, I've looked in the back of it so I know what's in there. But you get your new fan, which is all shiny and nice and pristine. In fact, you can put it up against your old one and you can see. This one's got nice sharp edges, whereas the old one, all rounded off like that. Well, it's not the worst one I've ever had to replace or seen, but you know, it's not going to perform to its best, is it? Whereas with this new one, it will perform to its best. I would like a metal fan, but I can't find the metal ones. A metal fan would be ideal. I've only got metal fan in some of the older Kirbys that I own and collect. Little rubber washer. Little thing. Bushing. And a new spindle. Right, so I've taken some of my famous baby wipes that people seem to find it funny that I use. They're very handy. Normal wet wipes are just too expensive. These baby wipes are very cheap. Anyway, giving it a good old clean. It's cleaner than it was anyway, isn't it? Much cleaner. Now you need to take the old bushing off here, which I've thrown away so I can't show you, but there's a new one. That's that rubber washer, and the bushing needs to be assembled like that. Flat, ideally. That'll do the job. With the fat side towards the back. Jam it on. Jam it on. Jam it on. Lovely. Get the fan. Jam that on and all. Sweet. Now screw the old spindle back on again. Or not the old one, sorry. Not the old one. The new one. With the washer. You don't get a new washer with the kit. Well, I didn't anyway. Sweet. Right then. I have used a bit of oil on some parts. On the bearing at the back and all this on the motor bearings. Now, I didn't show that because I always get, you don't want to be oiling that part up. You don't want to be oiling electrics. You don't want to be oiling motors. You don't want to be oiling this. You don't want to be oiling that. Well, look, I've been oiling stuff for years. So I just oil everything. But, yep, I oiled some stuff. Oiling is good. So, put that on. Now, with this spindle, you won't better get it particularly tight because you'll find that the motor will spin. However, because it's a reverse thread, it will tighten itself up as you use it. So get it as tight as you can get it by holding the fan and tightening it up left anti-clockwise. And then just put it together because it will tighten itself up when that belt goes on it. So that's all good. You know what I got, by the way? New rags. I got new rags, new towels. I was running out of rags. Blimey. Right, there's one thing that I need to stress, and it's very important. It's actually crucial that when you're doing these little screws up here, that one there, and that one there, that one there, and that one there. That one not so much because it just holds the switch in place, pretty much. But but you must do them in a cross manner, right? Because you need this to be drawn on equally to be able to create the seal that you need around here. Otherwise you'll lose your vacuum power. If you don't do it in a cross manner, it'll come on, it could be, you know, drawn on unevenly and you'll have a gap. It's the same, you know, I know this because of building engines and stuff. Whenever you're doing something that needs to be pulled on equally, you must do it in a cross manner. So you put it on, put a screw in there, a screw in there, a screw in there, a screw in there, finger, just put it in, and then you do it up so this bit gets pulled in, and then you do it up so this bit gets pulled in, and then you'll go to here or to there, it doesn't matter. Get it so that bit gets pulled in, and then that one so that goes a bit tight, and then once you get them tight, then you'll go tight, 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 and then you go back again, or you could even go back to here again if you wanted to. It doesn't matter, as long as it's cross pattern, it's fine, until you get it really tight. Don't be tempted just to do it up. I see loads of people all the time putting stuff on and just going bzzzt, 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 bzzzt. That's, the top bit's going to be pulled on before the bottom bit, and it won't be, it's no good. Don't care what anyone says, it's no good. Well, all back together, plugged in, turn it on and see what happens. Fingers crossed, if you've done it right and you've made sure you've got all the little washer and all that round the right way, done it all properly, you should be all good to go. Sounds good to me. Sweet. You've now changed your Kirby G5 fan, or G4, or G3, or whatever one you've just changed. Well done.